And Eli Manning joins us now on the Rich Eisen Show. And Eli, I promise you I'm a lot more fun than Rich is. And I seem to get you and your brother every time Rich is out of the seat, and it really annoys him. But that's neither here nor there. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I actually requested you. I said, "Nah, when's Rich out of town? Then I'll come on the show."
That's usually what happens. That's usually what happens. I mean, I don't know if you know this or not, but I have an Emmy and he doesn't. So that's all I have to say. And by the way, I have to tell you this, and I'll tell you before we talk about your Quaker pregame tour. I was pregnant with Cooper, our son Cooper, and I was with your dad at the Super Bowl in New Orleans that long ago. So our Cooper is 12. And it was because of a conversation. Well, two things. Number one, our son wanted a Mini Cooper for a brother. But after having dinner with your dad, and we kept hearing Cooper all night, I said, you know what, that might be it. So we have the unofficial other Manning brother, which I'm sure that my husband has tried to sell you on before, but I had to share that with you before we even went anywhere. Because you've got 4 kids, and your house is probably crazier than mine is.
It's crazy. It's 4 kids playing, each of them playing multiple sports, and it's a crazy time. But that's how we grew up. It was wild and playing sports and outside and running around. So they're staying busy, which is good. So
how close to growing up in your house is the Manningcast then? Because last night when I was watching the basketball game, I had 2 boys attacking each other and 2 dogs destroying toys and a daughter who's in the middle of all of it.
Yeah, that's life now. I'm still waiting for the kids to like bust in on my Manningcast live and come, wrestle with me, a dog, running with someone's, stuffed animal and girls crying behind the dog. So that's life. I think if Peyton and I were really together, or if we were in the same room, like that would not be good for the Manningcast. We would start wrestling eventually. There would be a doggy involved. That's why we had to go separate houses. He's in Denver. I'm in New Jersey. That keeps it somewhat civil.
Yeah, because I think it's birth order. Would he just sit on you? Is that what he would do?
Yeah, he just like comes in, be like, move, I'll take the remote. I'm handling the clicker. I'll be, fast forwarding, rewinding all the plays. I get to talk the most. I'm the oldest. He feels he gets that right. And, and that worked when he was 5 years older than me. When he's 12 and I'm 7, I couldn't really fight back. Now that I'm 42 and I'm stronger than him, and then, now I can fight back. And that hurts his ego when I beat him up.
Okay, so you said that. You are stronger than your brother Peyton. Say that again right to camera.
I mean, I think everybody knows that I'm stronger than Peyton. The only thing that Peyton's really good at in lifting, and it's been like this freak thing, and he used to brag about it until no one, really cares. He's really good at leg hamstring curls, like that machine where you lay down and you do your hamstring curl. He's like freakishly strong at hamstring curls. I don't think they make that machine anymore. It's not even in existence because it's not very important, but that's something that he is stronger than me. If you can find one of those machines, like an old warehouse, he would be able to beat me at that.
I was going to say that's from like a fitness center in the 80s when women wore like leggings, right? And warmers, I think.
Yep. Yes, and Peyton wore leggings and warmers also. So.
do you have a picture of that you could send us, because that might be useful for the next interview?
I don't, not on me right now, but I'll look. I mean, we might have one somewhere. I don't know. I doubtful, but I'll be on the lookout for it.
Before I ask you about a donkey, because you have to, tell me the worst thing you can think of your brother that nobody knows about, so you can sell him down the river.
Worst thing about.
There's got to be something. You guys have been around forever, but I feel like there's something that you can, float out there for us.
Yeah, he's just always been very concerned about his hair. Like he's very concerned about his hair. He used to I just remember him being like 15 years old and I'm 10. And he's going to school, or he had maybe his first, dance or something, and like hours, like trying to get the perfect comb. He has test tried every possible comb. I saw him use a Sharpie one time. He's like, I think this Sharpie is like the best way to comb the hair. So very concerned about it, and it's a sensitive topic.
I mean, the only follow-up I can think of is who had better game in high school.
Oh,
I mean, I don't think either of us really have much bragging rights on that.
You had the Rich Eisen Show brand of game. Is that what happens? Because Rich
I have
apparently did not have much game in high school.
I have a feeling it's about the same. We were all playing so many sports. It was just that was like our only focus. We were playing. It was straight from football right into basketball season, right into baseball, where we just very little game.
Eli Manning joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show. So what happens when you're doing a broadcast and you're interviewing one of the biggest stars in the world and a donkey comes into the video?
Yeah, you kind of pause. I'm like looking up and I'm like, are we live? Like, I don't even, am I supposed to be introducing him now? Is something going wrong? And is there a donkey? Am I seeing things? I'm like, I guess, all right, I'm just going with it. I'm just asking, I had my introduction scripted. I stayed on the script. I didn't go right into the donkey question. But yeah, I mean, there was some like weird noises going on. He's feeding him. It was shocking. I was not expecting that.
Yeah, Eli, I don't think it's normal to have a donkey in your living room. And as weird as Arnold is, and he is an eccentric man to say the least, that has to be the weirdest thing that's ever happened to you ever in your life, don't you think?
I think so. Just you're going to sit down, have a conversation with someone, and yeah, they're feeding a donkey. So I think we made the best of the circumstances. Took some shots at the donkey, took some shots at Peyton about being probably named after the donkey, and they have similar eating habits. So I think it worked out well, under the tough situation.
Had you ever met him before?
I'd never met Arnold. I know his story. I've watched a little bit of the documentary on him, which is interesting. I think he has an unbelievable story of where he came from, how he got here, how he became a movie star to a governor. I mean, it's just an unbelievable story of his success.
Who's the best guest you've ever had on the Manningcast that you're thinking, I cannot believe that I have this person?
Well, I think we've had great guests. I mean, Snoop Dogg is awesome. Marshawn Lynch offered me a shot of Hennessy. Snoop, there was definitely like a fog in the background of his Zoom that I'd never seen before. I don't know. He must have had a fog machine in his studio. But I mean, the fact that I have interviewed Barack Obama, former president of the United States, like I'm the least qualified person in the world to interview a former president. Like that should not have ever happened. And he was an unbelievable guest. So I think that mix of people we have on, for me to meet some of these people, to talk to them, to interview them, is really special for me.
Let's pay this off. Quaker is celebrating this football season with its first ever Quaker pre-grain tour, which includes a fun tailgate truck that will visit select NFL stadiums, the introduction of a new digital Quaker playbook featuring a collection of 32 recipes to represent each NFL team. Tell us more about it.
Yeah, like you said, so, excited to kick off the first ever Quaker pre-grain tour. And if you're not unfamiliar with the word pre-grain, it's basically to start your pre-game routine with some Quaker oats, which I've been doing basically every morning for the last 15 years. I do it on game day, whether I'm going to play in a game or sitting on my couch. And so this will be a tailgate that's visiting NFL stadiums and introducing their new digital Quaker playbook, which is 32 recipes representing all the NFL teams. And that tour will end at the Super Bowl Taste of the NFL. And they'll announce a $250,000 donation to Quaker's longtime partner, Gen Youth, which is a nonprofit organization helping kids in their wellness and living a healthy lifestyle. So just, really proud to partner with Quaker and share their same values, and that the circumstances of life should not ever be a barrier to good nutrition, and helping these kids and young people get into a healthy habits of eating good food.
Now, Eli, Rich believes that pizza toppings are a window into the soul. So what is your oatmeal topping?
There's tons of fruit. I'm a raspberry and blackberry on most cases. If we don't have that, I'll go strawberries and blueberries. If my wife helps me make it and she wants one, I'll make mine, and then she starts throwing granola and honey and all sorts of other yummy things, which I gladly eat as well. But if I'm just making it, just a bunch of fruit, some oatmeal, good to go.
Last question. Do you think that Daniel Jones has had his last snap as a Giant? And then I'll let you go.
I hope not. I hope not. I'm a fan of Daniel. He's become a great friend of mine. I see how hard he works. I see how important it is to him to play for the New York Giants, to play quarterback. He's made improvements in every year, try to fix the things that he needs to work on. So I see his commitment. It's been a tough year. The injuries, the worst part of football and sports, I think, are injuries and having to deal with this. But I think he's still got a lot of great football ahead of him. I think the Giants have a good nucleus of great guys and great leaders and great coaches that they can bounce back quickly.
Visit QuakerOats.com/pregrain tour to learn more about the Quaker Pre-Grain Tour and Recipe Playbook. Eli, thank you so much for your time. Thank your entire group. Thank the donkey that came into the screen because it gave us something to talk about all last week and this week. And say hi to your dad for me and tell Abby that I feel her pain because I've got 3 or 4 pickups after this.
Thank you so much. You're the best.
Take care. See you soon.
See you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.